Yo, what's up? This is a video. I want to talk about DC delaying their movies, and where they're headed if they don't restore the Snyderverse. So it seems to be some reports last week that DC is moving Aquaman in late 23 and is moving Shazam in March. This is a bad idea, you know. And I'm gonna tell you why. WB done fucked up so much till they're at a point to where they damned if they do, damned if they don't. If they release Shazam in December, it's not going to do well just because of Avatar and Black Panther. You know, if they release it in March, they still got other movies to compete with. So, and then the fans itself is not going to wait this long. You're turning off your fans. I mean, Aquaman is pretty much delayed to almost 2 years. You know, December 2023. That means next month it'll be 2024. So that's a long time. A long time. And I don't I just don't think the fans is going to care at that point. You know, you can only go so long to the point where fans don't care. Now, a lot of you gonna say, "Well, Avatar took 10 years and stuff like that." Well, yeah, that's true. You know, it took a long time for Avatar to. However, James Cameron has a good track record with his movies. You know, now is it going to sell? I believe. Avatar is going to do good. It may not. It may not do good as a first, but it's pretty much certain that it's going to make $1 billion. Plus, James Cameron has a good track record. So, you know, you can't really hit me. Well, people are gonna get turned off if they wait too long. Like Aquaman, the reason why Aquaman went $1 billion, that came off the Batman versus Superman. You know what I'm saying? It came off that rush or whatever. So I don't think Aquaman would have been so successful if Batman vs Superman wouldn't came out. Now a lot of people saying, well, Batman vs Superman did only 8 million, but that's good considering the fact that WB chopped up the movie. They chopped up a half an hour of footage. So they pretty much played themselves, and they played Zack Snyder. So but for it to sell 800, almost 900 million, that's still decent. From what they gave us, which was a half-assed movie. you know. So in that sense, it did good, But I don't think the fans is really like is going to be so geared up to wait to see Aquaman 2. And when we're talking about it, this is going to be almost 2 years because that's at the end of 2023. We're still in the middle of 2022. So we have like a year and a half before that movie come out. And you want the fans to be excited, and all you have is you have Black Adam, Shazam, The Flash. Those movies have to do well for us to get hyped to see Aquaman 2. And if Black Adam doesn't do well, you can pretty much WB's goodbye. I mean, WB is at the point where, and this is just my opinion, they're at the point to where they can't even afford a failure at the box office with these DC movies. Because, they're moving them out. Fans are getting impatient. And, the content that they're putting out is whack. If Black Adam doesn't do well, if it doesn't hit $1 billion, if it doesn't even do, hopefully it can do 700 billion. But if it doesn't even do that, you can pretty much, WB's done, because I believe, in my opinion, I think Black Adam is just a substitute for a Man of Steel 2. And they just, whatever situations with Henry Cavill, they're trying to put Dwayne Johnson in that, trying to promote this Black Adam movie and hoping that it do well. And that's just not the case. WB, in my opinion, cannot afford a failed movie. They can't. Black Adam can't afford to fail. If it fails, in my opinion, if it fails, that's a wrap. you know, and you pretty much ain't got no choice but to either restore the Snyderverse or just cancel and reboot everything from scratch, because it doesn't make no sense of having Zack Snyder's, his casting, such as Ezra Miller or, what I'm saying, Jason Momoa. It doesn't make no sense of having them when you're not going to restore the Snyderverse. The fans are telling WB and Discovery what they want. They want the Snyderverse. They don't want Matt Reeves. They don't want Black Adam. They don't want Blue Beetle. They don't want They don't want that shit. They're not asking for that shit. They're asking for the Zack Snyder original plan, because we were robbed. We was robbed and we was manipulated into going to these movies thinking we're going to get something, and we didn't. The way they did Zack Snyder in Justice League is obviously they tried to go of a more lighter tone, and it flopped. Just like Wonder Woman 1984, when Zack Snyder was in charge, they was doing better numbers than what they're doing now. And as far as people say, well, the Batman sold 735 million. Yeah, but you still got to factor in the movies. They raised what? They raised the prices $3 for that whole month or a couple weeks. They raised it $3. So how much did that contribute to that 730 million? We can arguably say maybe 100 million, just to be fair. So in reality, the Batman only did like 600 something million. Maybe even that. We don't know. But WB know, and that's why I think that they're not putting out you notice they're not putting Robert Pattinson in Aquaman. I honestly think the Batman universe, I think that's done. It's not that I didn't like Matt Reeves, because I do enjoy his 8 movies or whatever, but there's no mention of Robert Pattinson though. It's Ben Affleck or Michael Keaton. Why they're not mentioning Robert Pattinson? Because he's supposed to be the newest Batman, right? I really think they just selling y'all a dream. I don't think they're gonna restore. I still think that was a cash grab. Now, if they do make a Batman 2, then I'll just eat my words. But I think that movie was just a cash grab, and I don't think they have any intentions of putting that in theaters. Now on TV, maybe, because that's what Robert Pattinson's and Matt Reeves' universe is for. It looks like some TV type of stuff. That's just my opinion. But WB is at a point of no return. It's either damned if they do, damn if they don't. My best bet, man, just restore the Snyderverse. You already have an established Superman. You have an established Wonder Woman. You have an established Batman, Cyborg, and Flash. Build upon that and fix what's wrong with it. Because it was studios' interference where we are today. It wasn't Zack Snyder. Now, you can arguably say, and I can say, yeah, Zack Snyder did make some mistakes, because I wouldn't have killed off Henry Cavill in Batman vs Superman. I wouldn't have did that. I definitely wouldn't have chose Doomsday. Doomsday should have been the last of the 10 or 20 year run what they was going to have. We should have had some type of emotional connection with Henry Cavill, because we really, on screen, we really don't. We just want him back because all the whack stuff that they putting out. It was this was Henry Cavill's second movie, and they killed him off. Now, I appreciate Zack Snyder, because he said, well, he said, he quoted, I wanted the audience to go, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And we actually did that. Like, what the fuck? I appreciate him for that, but I think it was a wrong move killing them off and then just have to bring them back, which you had to do it in two movies because they didn't want well, I guess they fired Zack Snyder for all we know, and then they messed around with Joss Whedon and made Superman look like a bitch, you know. So there was a lot of mistakes done, you know. I wouldn't have killed Superman off, but I appreciate Zack's risk for that. You know, I remember when they filmed it out in Detroit. I was there watching it. And, you know, speaking of that, I'll probably do some filming locations about that. But yeah, I remember when they came, it was a big deal when they did the filming down here. And, you know, it was a cool time. It was a cool time to see how he incorporated the city of Detroit to make it look like Metropolis. You know, that was cool, you know, but I thought I think it's a bad move of some decisions that Zack Snyder did make. You know what I'm saying? One was killing Superman off. He should have never got killed off. I know Christopher Nolan has signed off on that too because I know he was producer, but I think that was a wrong move. Um, you could have did it something. You know what I'm saying? I think he said he wanted. I think the original plan was for him to get like like frozen and shot up in space or something like that. That would have been a good thing. You know what I'm saying? However, we wouldn't have got the Justice League that we got, but we could have waited for that. You know, I think there could have been stuff we worked to where we could have got that. But and another thing I think where Zack Snyder made a mistake is he chose Doomsday too. It was too early. It was too early to do Doomsday. If they was going to do a Batman versus Superman, I think the villain should have been Metallo because they was exploring with the kryptonite with Batman killing him with destroying Superman with the kryptonite. Lex Luthor getting the kryptonite. I think Metallo would have been a better choice, a better villain in Batman vs Superman, other than Doomsday. It was just too soon for that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I know Zack Snyder. He only anticipated to do 5 movies, so I can only respect that aspect of his vision. You know, because he even admit that he made some mistakes or whatever. But I think those are the 2 mistakes that he made was killing Superman off so early and choosing Doomsday as the villain, you know. But overall, I do like Batman vs Superman. It's one of my favorite DC movies, the extended version, because I'm gonna be honest. When I seen the theater version, I was confused as fuck what happened because it was just certain plot points cut out the movie. You know what I'm saying? So, I appreciate the longer version better. You know, and I appreciate Zack Snyder for giving it to us. But we all gotta admit that there was some mistakes made. You know, but that's the past. How do we move forward? Well, I'll tell you what I do is I will. If we're gonna make a Man of Steel 2, I will make a Man of Steel 2. In between where Man of Steel left off and where Batman vs Superman started. I mean, I think there was like a year gap or something like that. I don't know. I forgot, but we need that gap. That way we can get more acquainted with Lex Luthor, know more about him, give a little bit origin story about him, and then we can learn more about Jimmy Olsen because they killed him off too. You know what I'm saying? So I think that should be the Man of Steel. It should be Man of Steel 2 should be whatever happened between the ending of Zod getting killed and the beginning of Batman vs Superman. That gap should be Man of Steel 2, you know. And then they can figure out, you know, what they want to do. I mean, we already know then the Justice League, then you know what I'm saying? Everything can be more continuity. So I think that's where they should go. But they all over the damn place. They all over the damn place. And getting back to my original argument, delaying these films is just, like I said, it's just making matters worse, you know. And it's because of WB. they're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because putting that shit out, nobody's not. You're turning more people off. So um, you should just put it out and see what happens. But that Black Adam movie has to be a success. Honestly, if you're gonna move it, you shouldn't even put out Black Adam. You should focus on the issues with Henry Cavill with Superman. Figure out you need another Superman film. Another Superman film should come out before Black Adam come out, before Shazam come out, and before Aquaman come out. We need another Superman film before. That's what I'd do if I was in charge. I would put everything on hold until I get another. Figure out what's up with Henry Cavill and what Superman story we're gonna tell. I told you what I would do is, I will make Man of Steel 2 that gap between Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman. That way the story can so everything can flow. And then they can just figure out, what they want to do after everything can be after after the Justice League events, you know. Because right now a lot of stuff makes sense, but you know, putting Black Adam and Shazam 2 and then Aquaman, it's too much. We need a Superman story. And I gotta say it, Henry Cavill is in the best negotiation position, You know, he's well, I mean WB did that to himself. Pay the man what he wants and some. And like I said, I think the reason why Henry Cavill won't come back is because Zack Snyder won't come back. I think because some actors, just like with Christian Bale said he won't do another Batman, anything period, without Christopher Nolan. I think that's the relationship that we're not being us the public. We're not being taught that. That's the reason why Henry Cavill not coming back. Because they don't want Zack Snyder back, because we know they don't want Zack Snyder back. But I think if Henry Cavill was to come back, he would want Zack Snyder because he was the man that gave him the role. I mean, that's how actors roll in Hollywood. They roll like that. Because I have an actor in my family, and he said sometimes that's just how they roll. It's more business. It's pretty much a business move. They flock together. But that's what I would do. I will not put out any movies. I will figure out what's going on get a Superman story out there, and establish who is going to be this 10-year thing. Because right now they got 3 damn Jokers all over the place. They got 3 damn Bruce Waynes, 2 Alfreds, no 3 Alfreds, because the one in Joker. So it's all over the damn place, What I'll do is I will make Joaquin you got 3 Jokers all over the damn place. Joaquin Phoenix, that dude from Morbius, and Matt Reeves bullshit. So they need to figure out what it is that they want. I will have Joaquin Phoenix as my main Joker that's going to be for 10 years. Why? Because he already has an origin story that did well. Somehow they need to figure out how they're going to get Ben Affleck's Batman to go against his Joker. Because that's what we need. I will have Ben Affleck as my Batman, Henry Cavill as my Superman, The Flash, Ezra Miller, if he can keep out of trouble, and Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, and then Cyborg. Those are the main people, but you need to trim the fat. You need to trim those Jokers down. You need to get rid of your Batmans because you got them running around the place. We need Joaquin Phoenix Joker to be the main Joker of the DCU because he's the most successful one. And we know his origin story. Somehow they got to rewrite it to where he's going up against Ben Affleck's Batman in the future, or something like that. Something with they can use time travel or something like that. Establish your frontline characters. Zack Snyder already did the hard work for you. You You don't need to find a Superman. You don't need to find a Batman. You don't need to find a Flash. You don't need to find a Cyborg or Wonder Man. You got those, And I will have the directors for all. You got your Aquaman. I will have all the directors in one room and come together with some cohesive story. I won't really hire no person that's like Kevin Feige. I will hire the directors that's in charge, and maybe have a person overseeing the stuff, so they all can agree to make these movies in a shared universe, because that's what you need. I know people like John Campia and the lady from Grace, you know, which I like their content, you know what I'm saying, but they like, well, yeah, we need to start over. You don't need to start over. You need to fix what you broke. Fix Superman. Establish back. We got the rest of the characters. You need to fix Superman and you need to fix the Joker. Because Ben Affleck is our Batman regardless. Because they're not even rich. They're not mentioning Robert Pattinson doing reshoots for Aquaman. So I hate to break it to y'all, man. You ain't getting the Batman too. You ain't getting it. But like I said, if it happens, I could eat my words. So I don't know. Like I said, they all over the damn place. But prolonging these movies is just making things worse. You know. And I hate to say it, but I think the Snyder fans got WB and Zaloff by the balls right now. I know Grace and John Campion, they don't want to admit that, but yeah, the Snyderverse fans got WB hostage. I mean, it's either you give us the Snyderverse or you face consequences at the box office. It's that simple. So I don't know. What do you guys think about the DC universe? We want it to succeed. Did you think some of the areas that I talked about where Zack Snyder may have messed up? What do you think about that? Because I think personally, looking back on it, I know he was pressured into making Batman vs Superman because he didn't want to make that. He wanted to do Man of Steel 2. But WB said, no, we need to hurry up and get to the Justice League. So I'll respect him for that, you know. But the things that came after us, we us as the fans, we can't unlook that. WB chopped up the Man's movie. They tried to go with a light tone. They fired Ray Fisher because they race baiting and shit like that. We the fans don't forget about that, and we are the fans. Unfortunately, we hold the key to WB's success. It's either you give us what you asked for, which is the Snyderverse and his Snyder characters in a Snyder tone and a Snyder style, or you face consequences and failures at the box office. It's plain and simple. It's plain and simple. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do y'all think what would you change in the lineup? Would you agree that Zack Snyder and that regime, they made some bad decisions as far as like the villains and stuff like that? Because I think the villain in Batman vs Superman should have been Metallo. Why? Because they was exploring with kryptonite, and all we do know that's what Metallo is made of. He's half human, half robot, and with the kryptonite heart or whatever like that. So I think that should have been that, or it could have been a villain for Man of Steel too. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave your comments. Share your thoughts. Like, share, and subscribe. And peace. I'm out.